There's Tiffany Stratton fan backlash over an offensive Instagram post, and we've got the internal WWE reaction to it. Plus, a WWE star addresses scrapped WrestleMania 40 plans, and a released AEW star returns at a TV taping. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. So there's been a bit of doubt over the last few hours or so regarding Tiffany Stratton and her place in the Queen of the Ring. It comes from a video that was shared on her socials over the past few days that used footage of Tiffany Stratton striking Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair's tag team partner, during a match. The footage includes audio dubbed over the top with lyrics from a song pertaining to race. It's the best way to describe it. The audio comes from a song or from a meme, certainly not from Stratton herself. Now, rumors suggested that Stratton had been replaced in the Queen of the Ring match by Nia Jax, and that is a rumor that has been debunked. PW Insider has more on this.
Yes, they say there is nothing to a rumor that Stratton's match tomorrow on Friday Night SmackDown has been pulled from the Fox broadcast. There has been a social media rumor making the rounds over the last day that Stratton was in trouble for a post she allegedly made, which then fed into a story that her Queen of the Ring tournament match against Bianca Belair was pulled. It has not and was not, we are told. They go on to say, after speaking to several credible sources, we are told she's absolutely not in trouble for anything internally within WWE, and that Stratton's been nothing but praised by management and other talent since moving to the main roster a few months back. Despite the rumors, we are told that Stratton's status within the company is unchanged and she remains on good footing, as she's seen as someone with a very high upside by management.
Tiffany Stratton's match against Bianca Belair in the Queen of the Ring quarterfinal set to take place on SmackDown tonight. Gunther in the news at the moment as well. He did an interview with Alex McCarthy of the Daily Mail and revealed why it took us so long to see him as part of the main roster, because he'd been part of NXT UK for a long time, and it seemed like an obvious one to bring him across. And he was very open speaking to the Daily Mail. He said, I think one of the reasons why I didn't want to go to the US for a long time was because Raw and SmackDown were under Vince's vision. At that time, that was something that was never appealing to me as a wrestler. It was just not what I was interested in. I'm a throwback, and I like to have my time for my matches. I like to focus on what I do in the ring. It's not the bells and the whistles around it. That experience from Survivor Series 2019 was almost confirmation of that. That's why he was eliminated in fairly quick form.
Fashion, yeah. I believe by Seth Rollins, wasn't it? I think it was a stomp. See you later.
It's something we kind of want to retcon from the history books.
Yeah.
He says, I got really lucky. I always had a good relationship with Triple H, and a lot of things fell in place at the right time for me, and with how everything is run now. I think it's way more modern. It's more intelligent in terms of placing certain talent and showcasing their strength. It's a very exciting time, and I think our fans can feel it's like a breath of fresh air. He talks about, as well, he was asked about a particular landmark match that was rumored to be taking place at WrestleMania 40 as well.
Yeah, so Gunther was asked if he was supposed to face Lesnar at WrestleMania 40, to which he said, I heard something about it. I always saw Brock as my final boss. I always get portrayed as that, as the NXT UK champion, the Intercontinental champion. I was like the final boss of that division. And Brock, for a long time, was the final boss of the whole company. So I always saw myself in my future to be in a similar position to him, and to be that you've got to get in the ring with that guy. We'll see if there's a chance for it to happen again. I'm more than up for it. How the situation is exactly right now, I'm not really that informed about it, to be honest. I think we had that one face-off in the Royal Rumble. The reaction was there, and that was a confirmation for me. He goes on to say, right now, Brock is home being Brock, and we'll see where that leads to from here. His status is the same as it's been before. Brock is not gone from WWE. He's just home being Brock. I feel like that's a line that we've already heard before as well.
Triple H said it in a press conference. Brock's
at home being Brock.
Yeah. Maybe if anyone asks, just say that Brock is being Brock.
Yes.
As opposed to what? Brock is being an interset washing machine. I don't know, as opposed to what? No, Brock is being a traffic light on the M5.
Good point.
Like, what's he meant to be? Brock's being Brock, apparently. I still think that, if if we ever see Brock back in the WWE again, I think a showdown with him and Gunther is certainly on the cards. It has to be now.
I think so too, especially with, as Gunther said there in the interview, hey, having that one little interaction within the Royal Rumble, the reaction was there for it too. I very much feel like WWE knows that would be a big old money match to be had. So, yeah.
Certainly would be. Last night on Impact, I want to give this a little nod. TNA presented what I believe is their biggest Impact main event ever.
Ooh.
It was a 16-person, 8-on-8 tag team match called the Champions Challenge. It was all the TNA champions on one side. So you had the TNA champion Moose, the tag team champions Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards. You had the Knockouts tag champions Alicia Edwards and Marsha Slamovich. You had the Knockouts champion Jordan Grace. You had the digital media champion Laredo Kid. And you had the X Division champion Mustafa Ali. So a nice mixture of faces and heels in amongst there. And they faced the TNA All-Stars, which was Matt Hardy, the team of Spitfire, Ryan Nemeth, who turned up last week to help out Matt Hardy as opposed to Nick, Eric Young, Steph DeLanda, Sammy Callahan, and Joe Hendry. They said his name and he appeared. Hendry actually picks up the win as well.
The big, I can't remember, what does he call it?
Standing ovation.
That's it, yeah, very, very cool.
He beat Brian Myers to win the match for the All-Stars as it went off the air. But at the end of the show, we saw all the All-Stars in the ring, and we saw PCO get wheeled out and jump-started.
Yep.
He stepped into the ring and opened a mysterious black bag that contained, among other things, a rose for Steph DeLanda.
Ooh.
And she sort of coquettishly accepted it.
Yeah, she was a bit tentative to start with, wasn't she?
Yeah, Steph DeLanda and PCO sitting in a tree. Matt Cardona will be livid. Doesn't rhyme, but that's where they go. It was a fun match as well. Seek out Impact from last night. It was a really fun match that they had.
Yeah.
That just a bit of a schmoz, but a well-orchestrated schmoz on TNA television. Also last night, we had tapings taking place for Saturday Night Collision and Rampage, as well as Ring of Honor tapings as well. And we saw a return to the wider world of AEW via Ring of Honor.
We did, yeah. We saw previously released talent, Anthony Henry. He wrestled his first match since March, teaming with Workhorseman tag team partner JD Drake to defeat Spanish announcer Projects and Helico and Serpentico in the final match of the taping. Anthony Henry released not that long ago.
No, it was back in April. Him and a bunch of other people. I don't know if they were releases. Some were releases, some were contracts just elapsing. But it was revealed just a short while after, because Anthony Henry was in an unfortunate position. He was recovering from a broken jaw when he got his release. And Tony Khan actually name-checked him and said, Anthony Henry is a guy that we want to work with again. And lo and behold, he's been true to that, because he turned up at the Ring of Honor tapings.
Yeah.
And I think we might see a few of those that had those contracts that got released possibly back in different positions in AEW and Ring of Honor now. I think they're keen to maybe have them on match per match deals rather than guaranteed money deals, I would say. So after he reported earlier in the week that he was cleared to return, he was straight back in. There was Anthony Henry.
I'm happy to see him back. I like the Workhorsemen. I think there's a lot of potential there for him. They've got a lot of great chemistry as well. More of them, please.
More of them, please, and more of you watching us here. And for the latest wrestling news.
That was good.
Oh, it wasn't.
That was good for a Friday, my friend.
I think I put me back out with that one. And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you, bye.
Definitely put me back out.